Hello and welcome. You're watching the Policy Times, world's first policy and development media. Now the whole world, whether it is recently IMF director or World Bank director, they have been telling that the world is awaiting quite shocking and big recession. We faced recession before COVID. During COVID, we saw how the world economy suffered tremendously. Post-COVID, though across the world, discussion was going on that the world will feel a shock, economic shock, and the days are, we are almost counting the days. Indian GDP growth has been revised a couple of times, and so is of the global GDP growth. American economy has already seen negative growths. European business as well as policymakers are meeting again and again in terms of guessing the impact. Germany has almost declared a recession. So seeing this, though practically experiencing it will give you a different feeling, but inflation is high. Whichever product you go to purchase, whether it is petrol or fuel prices, vegetable prices, retail inflation is also pretty high. Now have an expert from Bangladesh to discuss about, though he is a veteran in the textile garment sector, but having a deep experience of the global market and of various across sectors, we have an opportunity to discuss with him what he feels the world is going to face soon and how Bangladesh economy is ready, and especially how Bangladesh garment sector will be impacted. We have Mr. K.I Hossain, the president of Bangladesh Garments Buying House Association, also a veteran industrialist in the field of garments. Welcome, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today from Bangladesh, Dhaka. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. to call me in this program.
Thank you, sir. The first question that I want to know from you, how do you see the impact of recession globally?
First, we have to understand what is recession. Recession is basically, the economists say that consecutively 2 quarters, that means three months is 1 quarter and 3 months is another quarter. So that 2 quarter consecutively, if it is down the economy, then it goes to recession. What we see in here, now we are seeing that American economies last consecutive year, quarter, they are negative. Now we have to look for another 3 months, that is another quarter, whether it is negative or not, which is coming on the end of November. So we have to wait for until that times. Now, the whole worldwide, there is an inflation going on, which is a symptom of recession, basically. Why people are thinking that there is a symptom. If you have a fever, you have some symptom of the pain, that kind of symptom is it inflations. So what is inflation? Inflation is in the sense is a 4 kind of things is there. Economic growth. When economic growth is number 1 is economic growth. When economic growth is going, inflation is going on. The cost push inflation. Then there is a inflation which is called cost push inflation. There is a waste push inflation. Then currency depreciation inflation, which is happening in right now to Bangladesh, all over the world. Why? There is a gas crisis, energy crisis. Because of that, the price is gone up. People have to buy the things, and that's why the depreciation is going on. For that, everywhere is hyperinflation, which is happening very long time in the Venezuela and the Zimbabwe. So we are not on that situation at present. So we have to wait for a few months to see whether it is going on. And it is good for the rising country like India, Bangladesh. They are not facing like America or Europe. They are different. So we have to wait for that. And I know that the people of Bangladesh, India, they are very resilient. You see in the COVID, how they face these things when the modern world is suffering. So we have to wait for it, I think.
Thank you. Thank you. Very short and brief. Now, we saw that the Chinese garment sector, Chinese garment manufacturing faced a hit due to the ongoing financial pressure. Now, a recent news said that China needs $16 trillion worth of investment to revive the economy. That shows now China has always been a resilient one. So is India and Bangladesh and this kind of Vietnam or emerging nations like us. Now, also we saw the garment production across some of the Indian areas where Indian production is, garment production is also pretty high. They have also been suffering. Many of the big factories faced shutdown. A lot of laying off employees are happening. How do you see the garments manufacturing or the textile sector going to be affected by this ongoing recession or upcoming recession?
Yeah, we have to look after the post-COVID. Still, China not open their doors. The China still not open the door after the post-COVID. We all are opening the door, but China not. So China is in a sense out of the world, but they are still exporting everything. But Bangladesh and India, which are making last 2 years, you see that all the prices gone up, the cost of the materials, that means cottons, polyester, everything has gone up because of the scarcity of the product. The cotton was less productions, that's why. But it was booming. But in the meantime, because of this energy problem in Ukraine and Russia's war, all the countries suffering and the currency is a depreciation. That's why our main market, basically Europe and America and other Asian countries. It is American market is a $386 billion. We have to think the textile market is very big in America. So everybody is a look after American market in India, Bangladesh, everywhere. We saw when there is a GATT agreement, India, America have a quota. Even that time, people are buying very high price product from the India, China. But now what happened? When the GATT agreement opened, everybody buying on cheaper price, and people have a always mentality to buy cheap product because of the price go down of the textiles. Now again the price is gone up because of inflation. People are thinking that they are not getting this product on earlier price. It is increased there, and in the meantime, there all the other cost, mortgage cost and other cost is gone up. So they are not buying what they are practice. But I believe without having textile, people cannot live. In the winter, they have to buy. Maybe the market will little bit shrink, but not for the Bangladesh or Indian market, because we are producing market which is basically summer product. In summer product, there is always demand for the people because they are going for a seaside, they are going for holidays, so they have to purchase. I'm sure about that market will come up again. So it will not affect that much what we are thinking at present. But in the meantime, what is happening because of the less demand, people are buying slowly. But it will pick up after the Christmas. I'm sure about that. After the Christmas, it will pick up again.
Okay. So you are hopeful that after Christmas, things will revive back. Now, there must be also discussions in Bangladesh at the policymakers level, at the industry level, or the various forums about the upcoming recession and the impact at the economy, because Bangladesh is experiencing slow rise. It is rising as an economic powerhouse or economic tiger in the South Asian continent. So such a recessionary impact will slow down the growth, and hence it may give a negative message to the growth story of Bangladesh to the world. What kind of discussion are going on at the policymakers level, at the industry level, and what are the plans you're making to revive the economy back, or at least keep the economy going?
Yeah, we want to make the export level what we are recent past times. So on that situation, we have to do one thing, because when depreciation is going on, if all the exporter get extra benefit from the price. You understand that point? I'm sure about that. Yeah. That all the against the dollar, my currency is appreciations. So I'm getting some benefit from there, and that benefit we have to adjust on our production cost. That will give the benefits to the customer, because always when the inflation going on, you have to supply little bit cheaper price the product which he buy earlier, the better price than today, because you have to keep this customer happy on his price, because when he see this price is gone up, he will not buy. So you have to adjust by on a product how you can make this, manage your pricing on the manufacturing, and you are sourcing. If you let price on sourcing on cheaper, and you can make this customer happy on their price. Always customer is dependent on the price, because he has to sell his customer on this earlier price, because all the customer is looking for always buying. He's going to the shops, he's trying to keep his budget what he did 2 months back. So that budget we have to keep on always. So if we keep this budget rate in our productions, then I'm sure about that Bangladesh will not lose this market.
So you mean the competitive advantage of affordable price or
Yes.
reasonable price will help the garment industry survive, and hence the economy survive, since Bangladesh is quite dependent on the garment manufacturing. Now,
Yeah, in that case, in that case, another things is coming on few days back. You know that France is doing this in the tag. They are asking to put the climate tag. So it will give the benefits to Bangladesh and India, because we are trying to make a sustainable product in Bangladesh and India. So I am sure about that there will be some benefits on that.
Okay, so some investment in the sustainable sectors, for example, solar, electric vehicle, might give some impetus to the economy. Coming back to the final question, India, Bangladesh are historically closest allies. In such a situation like what we are going to face today, we faced Corona, we faced recession in 2009 also. How do you see India-Bangladesh collaboration, or where do you see India-Bangladesh can collaborate to fight recession back at this moment?
You see, you have a lot of advantage, because your IT sector is a very, very strong, and all over the world knows your IT sector, about your IT sectors. You have a very, very technical people in your country. The world is in 21st century. What is going on? The human is a power. 21st century, the human is a power. So Bangladesh is a very, very density area, you know, that India also. And we have a benefit that we have a G generation people in our society, which is a maximum people in the society. If we make them trained with the collaboration with Indian technologies, then might be Bangladesh can get more benefits in the long run. And that collaboration should become from all the industrial zones, because nowadays everybody is looking for the skilled people. You know, without skilled people, you cannot run your machines. And you need a lot of skilled people in 21st centuries. And because of the fourth regulation is coming, everything should be automatic. So we have to be very, very cautious on our people to be educated on the technologies. In that case, India can support Bangladesh. And you know, the textile industries, India is the second largest textile manufacturer in the world. It is, everybody knows India supply cotton to China, India supply cotton to all over the world. So there is a good advantage. Bangladesh is a very near to India. We can transport our product from India very easily, which is other country will take 30 days. It will be on 15 days. In that case, there should be a very, very good relation between the government to government and public to public. That will be the give benefits to all the general people. I'm sure about that. If Indian businessman is a very cordial to do business to Bangladesh, but problem is there is a policy level should be more softer to do how to accommodate both the people together and make the policy according to the business oriented situations.
Thank you. I think excellent points coming from different dimension. Also, we felt that India-Bangladesh relation has always also sometimes stopped at the border. So how the perception management can be transformed in such a manner that India-Bangladesh relationship is no longer transfer of people, it is actually transfer of economy, transfer of goods. And I think textile can be the sector, and skill development, as Mr. Hossain mentioned, can be the doors to open further, deeper economic relationship. Now, recently, we heard that the Nobel Prize on economics, the reason for winning the Nobel Prize in economics was the role of banks to revive, falling economies. So the answer also lies in the award that we gave. If the world faces a deep recession, the question, if that is the question, the answer lies that how the policymakers use banks as a tool to keep the economy running, balance the economy, stabilize the economy, and then revive the economy back by further investment as well as interest rate management. So we had Mr. Iftikhar from Bangladesh sharing his experience about the impact of recession across the world as well as in the Bangladesh, especially the garments and textile sector. Thank you. Keep watching the Policy Times.